Hey everyone, welcome to Coffee and Darts. I think this is episode 56. I'm losing track here, which is awesome, or I'm getting old, one of the two. But hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for jumping on. Bullseyes and Brewskis already there. Good evening, guys. Hey, want to thank my sponsors first off before we bring on the guys from the ADA. This can be an awesome conversation just about darts here in America, steel tip and soft tip. So we got something for both sides of the fence, if you know what I mean. And again, I want to thank Shot Darts for being a sponsor. Of course, Shot Darts got incredibly awesome looking barrels, and they helped me design and make my barrels. So I'm pretty stoked with them for that. Want to thank Jennifer Mounts and Magicwear for the wonderful threads, the jerseys. You guys really need to check them out. If you want a custom jersey, head on over to Magicwear and they will take care of you. Just ask the guys at Bullseyes and Brewskis because they just got their jerseys in. And of course, got to thank Condor Darts and the Axe Flight System for jumping on board and becoming a sponsor as well. But that's enough of all those fun things. Let's bring on the guys from the ADA. All right, so we got Chris and Carl from the ADA. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey, Matt.
Matt, what's happening?
Hey, everybody out there.
Hanging in. So which is Chris and which is Carl?
I am Chris.
I am Carl.
So we have bearded Chris and non-bearded Carl. Okay, we'll go with that.
Right.
It's a mini beard. I'm starting out, but it's going to take me a minute. Yeah.
I got there.
I call it baby beard.
Yeah.
It's the COVID beard. It's
right.
Yeah.
But as the VP, you know, he's much more the face of the ADA, so he's got to stay on his P's and Q's and, you know, stay looking sharp. So,
and I do.
It's a very good look. I don't have this part, so I got to work on it.
Oh, but you got the hat and glasses combo going.
Yes,
so.
exactly. So I'm like a mixture of Chris and Carl. And
that
makes it match.
All right.
You couldn't look any better. There you go.
All right, guys. We were talking a little bit ahead of time, and I said I got a ton of questions for you, so I'm gonna just start peppering you guys. We're gonna get into what the ADA is about. We're gonna talk about the history of the ADA. By the way, guys, 30 years old, loving that. And we're gonna talk about soft tip, steel tip, and where you guys are going with it. But first, Carl, I'm gonna start with you because you're the face of the organization. When did you start playing darts? What got you into darts?
Well, my parents, Glenn and Gloria, actually founded the ADA back in 1990, or that's actually when we were incorporated. But they were in darts starting in 1977 with the Western Mass Dart Association in Massachusetts. And then around 1990, they made a deal with Anheuser-Busch, which is located here in St. Louis, and brought the family down, and thus the ADA was formed and built up. So darts has been around me since birth. My father did a class presentation in kindergarten and had the whole class of kids throw darts. So my first dart was at age 5, and then it's kind of half joke, half serious, but. After high school, he kind of came down when I lived in the basement and said, well, son, you can go to college and read books or drink beer and throw darts. And I was like, I guess we're going to go with the dart side of it. So I jumped in feet first, and it's been a pleasure ever since. And, Chris has been a longtime friend and actually neighbor. And when we started getting out of the band scene because we were in a band together, I had him, join the league and throw some darts, and then here he is with me for the ride.
This is starting to sound like a movie, like we're longtime friends as kids. We get in a band, and now we're darts guys. I mean, I think we could write this. I think we can make it work.
All right, there we go. Jot that down.
I like where it's at.
Just throw that. I'm gonna throw that on the whiteboard at the back. Yep. All right, so Chris, apparently you got sucked into this, but what was getting into darts like for you?
Mainly, you see a dartboard on a wall in a sitcom or a movie, or somebody's got it at their house, and you kind of casually throw, or you're interested in it. But what does everyone do when they first pick up a dart and they have no clue what they're doing? Let's see if I can hit that bullseye. So you throw at the bullseye, but you don't know how to play cricket or what O1 is or anything. And that was most of my take through middle school, early high school. But at the same time, they were right down the street from us when they moved here to Missouri from Mass, as Carl mentioned earlier. And it kind of just pulls you in, So I casually play a game at the house. Maybe there was a little event they were doing. Maybe I helped at a tournament or something along those lines a few times. But eventually, as I got old enough, started driving, turning 18, turning 21, those milestones where you can expand out and maybe go into a bar actually and really join a league and play with more versed players or just casual players even. That's where I really started learning more about it and started enjoying it more as a really fun yet competitive hobby sport. And I've been here ever since. Career-wise, darts was not really on the plan or in the books for me, and I spent most of my time more in the customer service or restaurant industry, different things of that nature. But Karl needed a guy, and I was right place, right time, and said, "Yeah, let's air quotes, get the band back together." So here I am.
Nice. We'll put that in the movie.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is like a full-time gig for you guys. You guys live basically off the ADA. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's darts 8 days a week, 25 hours a day. And as you mentioned, Matt, in kind of the intro, it's both soft tip and steel tip. We're the only nationwide association that does both, house that under the roof, and our championships as well. So it's very busy all the time.
Very cool. So you can make a living with darts, apparently. So
apparently,
apparently, it's out there. It's graspable.
Yeah. No, it's a great gig, man. It's the best job in the world. You meet great people. You get to travel. You get to play a sport. I mean, it's truly incredible.
That's cool. I haven't figured out how to make a living with the darts just yet, but my goal is to get there. You guys have been in it 30 years. I have not, so that could be the case. So Karl, so your parents started this.
Correct.
Can you talk a little bit about like the ADA and what you guys are doing? You said 30 years. I'm curious about some of the history and some of the growth patterns within the company of the ADA.
Well, it's we're right now we're in 30 states, 4 countries. We have 60 fantastic ADA representatives that actually manage their own territory. They have their own quote unquote ADA darter system that builds the schedules and tracks the financials and the marks per round and points per dart averages. So they have all that to oversee their soft tip and steel tip leagues out there, which we have a handicap format, which is our neutralizer system, and then our straight up open format that can get you on to become a professional. But 30 years in the business, which is it's fantastic and it sounds great out loud, and I can't believe, because I've been doing this for 20 of those 30 years. It's really just adapting to the market, listening to the members, which our members are fantastic. And they give us, tips and guidelines along the way, along with our 60 representatives. So it's just, adapting to the digital world. And then, with the machines, with the ADA, you can play on any board, anytime, anywhere. So we don't leave anybody out, both soft tip and steel tip. Come join our ADA family and we'll get you where you need to be.
That's cool. So any board, anywhere. So I'm sorry for being somewhat ignorant about it. I've looked at your website, but I haven't spent a whole lot of time on it. So I'm glad you guys are here because I'm going to get educated. When you say any board, anytime, anywhere, I mean, so this is a software. This is the ability for you to score yourself. Is that what this is? And again, pardon my ignorance. I got to be honest. I mean, I've looked at the website. I looked at the website 2-3 years ago and kind of was like, oh, that's cool. I'll get back to it. And here we are at least talking. So can you maybe school me on how that function works?
Yeah. So basically, what happens, whether if it's steel tip, we're getting more ingrained with Dart Connect, or if it's just a regular chalkboard or marker board or anything like that, we have the means of tracking scores either through the machines electronically, if it's a Radical machine or Phoenix, just to name, those two, or if it's an older Valley Cougar board, some of our reps are still using paper out there. But regardless, the scores still come in to our ADA server here, which updates the scores automatically every 15 minutes. It checks for new scores. So actually the scores will go to their ADA reps first in their own individual darter systems. Then they'll upload and transmit those scores to the server, and then the server runs every 15 minutes and then shoots it to the website.
That's cool.
So They could be coming in from the machines. They can come in from Dart Connect. They could be coming in picture, text, or whatever. But starting in 2021, all the reps out there or all the members using paper, we're getting rid of that. And we're going to be designing our own mobile scoring app through your phone, tablet, laptop, any internet connected device. So if you're at home, you're in your garage, whatever the case may be. You and I are playing each other. Whatever the case, it's now 110% electronic in the palm of your hand.
Very cool. So that's something that's up on the horizon. That's awesome. So I'm here in California. To the best of my knowledge, there's not a rep in Southern California. And again, I may be wrong in that case. But if I wanted to go play darts somewhere and be a part of the system, how does that work? Is it league driven? Is it individuals? Can I just go find like a Phoenix board and play someone? I mean, give me a little bit more on how the system kind of functions. Again, that's for my edification and those that are watching.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have leagues every single night. We have an online tournament every single night. So if our association, it's a member-based association, and then we go with leagues first. So again, there's a league every single night, and then a tournament every single night. So you yourself, using this example, Matt, is that you go down to Matt's tavern, grab a Phoenix board, but then ahead of time you want to find out, hey Carl, are there any leagues on Tuesday nights? I want to play Tuesday nights, and it's just singles. I'm just by myself. Then we'll get you into the pipeline on what singles Phoenix leagues are going on Tuesday nights and sign you up for the next one. You go on to the website, pay your membership, become a member, and then we build you into the schedule along with everybody in that scenario of that Tuesday night exam.
Very cool. Very cool. Chris, I want to throw a question your way. How long have you been with the ADA? Because apparently you're not 20 years, but how long have you been there, and what do you guys each do for the ADA? I know you mentioned that Carl was the face of the organization, but just to dive a little bit deeper on that.
Well, he's of course, much of the brains as well. So I take my direct orders from him, of course, and then the president, Gloria Remick, as well. But I've been with them. I mean, we've been friends for over 25 years now, basically since they moved here. As I mentioned, I played casually, and I had also mentioned, occasionally growing up, I would help them. There's always little things that can be done at, say, our national championship that they've held each year. So we're going on with the COVID thing that put a pause on it. So 2021 will be the 29th championship, although the organization's gone a few years longer there. But throughout those years, one year I helped out in Chicago. A few years I helped out in Vegas, whether it was just registration stuff, taking pictures, whatever, being an extra hand. But I always continued whatever my normal job or career was at the time. So officially, since I
stole you.
Yeah, as he stole me. But officially, as we got together, it's been a little over 5 years now where I'm, reporting to the home office, coming in daily, weekly, monthly, whichever, and, an official part of the organization and the day-to-day operations. I mainly cover anything he can't get to. I try and help with, of course. Also, we have, with the two programs that we run for our representative styles that are available, some of those scores that he mentioned earlier, the software might go out to certain reps where they run and control their own leagues directly. And the data that comes in, they input directly, and they have more of a say what goes on in their area, but by still following the ADA formats. But what I would do is on the other program that I guess I'll let Carl get into that a little bit later, but basically some of our other reps still turn in scores to us at the home office. So you might find me setting up leagues, different divisions, running those scores, checking on any financials, making sure that people get paid out for their league wins, helping with any mailing, answering questions, emails, etc. A lot of what I do as well is talk to the reps that are out there and help manage and give them support for when they have questions, concerns, or new ideas to broaden the sport.
Cool. So I'm curious about, because there's some questions coming in, like who are the reps in Michigan and so forth. Can we talk a little bit about the rep side of the business? How many reps do you guys have? You mentioned multiple states, multiple countries. Just kind of curious how that functionality works with the ADA.
Yeah, we have 60 ADA reps, nationwide, and and most of them have a dart background. They've been a league member, or they've been a coordinator with another league, or some former aspect of darts in general. But they want to they either see maybe they're and I hate to use that terminology, but or they want to get a little bit more from a league, or they want to travel to a tournament or be part of a bigger association. So they give us a call, and they have to go through a qualification application process, much like a job interview. And if they qualify and they're approved, and they're kind of rooted in the community, we'll approve them, and then they get their own territory, which is normally counties, a county or counties that they reside in. And then we provide them with brochures, flyers, business cards, an ADA email address, everything to make them successful in their territory to grow the league and grow the sport. And then once they have all that, they can then decide if they want to do soft tip, steel tip, our neutralizer format, open format. If they want to get professionals out of their area. Some of them hold area-wide tournaments. Some of them do their own mini tournaments every single week. It's darts no matter what, and it's every position's a for-profit position. The ADA is a for-profit association, because if anyone has ever been in with darts, scheduling, getting people together, running a tournament, it's time-consuming, gas in your car, so on and so forth. There's, like Chris mentioned earlier, there's little things always going on, and we need to make sure that our reps get compensated for that, for managing their own areas, because they can build it up to 50, 60, 70, 80 teams playing a week. And, if there's 3 people on a team, that's 240 people to oversee. So that's a lot.
Yeah. And part of that helps keep the core values and structure that was originally set forth by his father, Glenn, and Gloria, back when they started is, we adapt. And, as he mentioned, we're getting more digital all the time. But part of that behind the scenes is help, keeping the reps on pace and on track with the main formats that we want to accomplish, the things that we like about darts. We don't want to just say, great, you're a rep now. Here's some paperwork, and go off and do what you want. It's more like, this is how it's done. This is what we've found successful, not successful. We'd love any other input. And then, of course, tweak a few things, make them your own, have fun with players, give back to the players and the members. But, there's a set of a core structure to us that I think has been proven successful time and time again, and we try and stick to that. So when you're in California and you meet somebody from Virginia at our national tournament in St. Louis, you guys are on the same page on how the formats work and what the structure is. You're not just saying, "Oh, that's what you guys do in California." Never heard of that. So we like to stay in touch with the players, in touch with the members, and our reps as well. And I think that's a big part of the success of it all.
It's cool. I mean, it just sounds like it's a functioning business, a functioning opportunity for someone to help grow the sport and allow players and tournaments to happen, and it not be the fly-by-the-night situation, or, hey, I'm going to throw this tournament together, who wants to join type of thing. It's very structured, which is really cool. I mean, it's definitely very needed within the sport. And it's going to help grow the sport, and that shows the longevity with the 30 years. There is a question that came in that I'm curious about myself. I saw this happen a couple weeks ago. There's this channel, Brewskis, Bullseyes and Brewskis. Roy runs this, and he had a soft tipper, which is himself, play a steel tipper, and they kind of worked it out. Is that possible to do within the system of the ADA? Could we put on a tournament that's one person on a steel tip board and one person on a soft tip board? Just curious.
It's kind of multifaceted.
Yeah. I think, I mean, can we do it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always trying, new things, and we always stick our necks out there to try these new things, and not every idea is a winner, obviously, but I think that's part of our success, is that we have to try new things out there to see if it flies or not. Right. So, yeah, absolutely. We'd be interested in something like that, or partnering with them, Bullseyes and Brewskis, or whoever the case may be. But obviously on a league type aspect of it, the averages might be a little bit different, because obviously the segments are bigger in soft tip. So, and then steel tip's always split bull, where one of our formats is full bull, the other one's split bull. So there'd be some, complications there as far as the averages go. But tournament-wise or a challenge-wise, or maybe those two would want to come out to our national championship and do it live and do kind of a demo on stage. We could take a look at that. I mean, we're open for opportunities. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah. And I think, like, mixing the exact game at the same time on one guy's on the soft, one guy's on the steel, it is totally possible. But as you mentioned, with the way our structure works for league averages, game formats, things of that, although essentially most things are the same, and everything was really started, especially in the steel tip side, was based off the traditional English steel tip darts with a few, adjustments and modifications. Even on the soft tip side, those formats are essentially the same. So you're not far off there. Very minute differences on those. But we would definitely have to do some software adaptation if we ever did a league like that. Now, on the other direction of it, though, say, as far as just housing it all in one building, I mean, that's what we specialize in as far as what our championship or our regionals do. So we might have, 30 steel tip boards on one side of the ballroom and 30, 40, 50 soft tip machines on the other side of the ballroom. And, both groups are married together in that sense. They're not playing each other directly. They're in different categories, but we've got it all under one roof. And it even does allow players, as far as the tournaments go, maybe you started off day one and day two on the steel tip side, but you want to jump over to soft tip because you feel stronger in a certain event or whatever. We give players that option. So yeah, marrying the two games at once, what we would see, but other than that, we already kind of do it as far as, one tournament.
So how many riots have you guys had to break up in the fact that the steel tip is up? Just,
No, none actually.
Yeah,
no, we, I mean, again, our members are fantastic. And, we kind of have a saying around championship time is that we have a good time first and throw darts second. The ADA National Championship, and we're one of the only ones that bounces our championship around the country to a different city. We just got a great group of people, and they love to have a good time. We throw some darts, and then afterwards we have a good time again. So we have a great association, great membership, great reps. I mean, it is a party, and hopefully you can make it out to St. Louis, to Misery, as you call it.
Yeah,
out to Misery. My mom lives in Misery, like we were talking about. So yeah, I'd have to come visit her during the tournament and then pop on up there because it's not too far. Can we walk through the website real quick?
Sure.
Just we can share this with everybody and pop it up there. And so this is the ADA website. For those that are watching, where's a good place? If I was new and I just got to the website, where's a good place for me to go to learn more about the ADA?
You'd probably, so starting out, you'd want to become a member. And by the way, thank you, Matt, for joining the ADA. So yeah, join the ADA, then general membership information.
Okay, so you go there. I don't know if I'll click through all of it, but
either or, yeah.
But that's a good little stop for you. It's like you could go there, get a little info about the company, a little bit the history about the organization. That's all on there. Sign up membership form. We accept online signups for memberships. If you're just more casual, you're not sure if you want to join yet. You looked around, you like the info, but one of the great things is we like to list as many events as we can, whether they're just a local blind draw or an orientation night for an upcoming league, or it's the big championship or a regional, maybe something that a partner is doing, an online event. We've got different separations there as well. So yeah, events are always a good place to look.
Yeah, events and our news section. We got, we always try and post some new stuff on the news to get, information out, dart related, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and he'll do links to Twitter as well. We use the heck out of Facebook for any promotions and sharing we can do there, just to keep people aware. One thing, if you don't stay relevant, you don't be that little fly in someone's ear or something, you'll lose people pretty quickly. And so you've got to stay relevant and just, give them something to do and let them know that you care and that you're out there.
What's a membership run?
What's that?
What's a membership run?
It's $20 for the calendar year.
Okay. So that's not bad. So get your Dart Connect, get a pack of beer for $50 and you're good to go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else you need?
You'll see there what you're on, we have multiple formats. We've talked soft tip and steel tip. And Carl mentioned our handicap systems, our neutralizer system. So where you see neutralizer under soft tip, then you've got the handicap side of soft tip, and then you've got the open play of soft tip, and then the same thing goes for steel as well. So what we do on one, we do on the other.
Yeah. So I was talking earlier about the server updates every 15 minutes. So every Monday, it goes through everybody who's played within that week time frame, and it spits out the top 4 dart players. And if you're the best dart player of your category, you get a free set of Viper darts from the ADA.
Very cool.
Viper. Yeah.
That's cool. So I can just click on this, and this is the open, and here we go. Very nice.
It's a little small on my screen. Who's the top one there right now?
Glenn Richard.
All right.
Okay.
Shout out to Glenn Richard.
Yep.
There we go.
Glenn Richard out of Louisiana.
Yeah, he plays in the Louisiana and Texas areas. So shout out to him.
Yeah. Hey,
Very
Glenn.
nice. Very cool. Yeah, you got a good number of players on there. I like it. This is cool.
Yeah, so this type of lists will fluctuate and whatnot. One of the main things, too, as far as league play, if you wanted to see one more thing, you go back up, you have a standings and schedule. So you want to know, I played Monday night and my scores got turned into the rep. And if you go down to...
Well, yeah, you actually want to click on schedule. And
yeah, right on the very top. Yep, go ahead and click on that.
Yeah.
So then you can see they can pull up their state, their county, their local league, and what league night they play on, and they can see if you just want to pick.
This is what hurts, guys. This is what hurts. Just Bakersfield, Hanover, and Sacramento. I mean,
well, it fluctuates. It comes and goes. But Missouri's pretty full right now. If you went to Missouri, St. Charles County is one of our local areas where we're at, and you can see, just to give you an example of what the players look for. If you do 633 St. Charles County, and then just any bar there.
Jim and Debs. We'll go to Jim and Debs, man.
Jim and Debs.
Yeah, Jim and Debs, yep.
So you've got a standings button and it says, hey, this is what your PPDA is. This is what your team scored each week. List substitutes and up in the top and whatnot and what your points are. And then if you go back one, you've got a button for the schedule, and then you got a button for member of the week. And if you're the member of the week,
member of the week is.
Member of the week. So you've got a cumulative list on the bottom. So, and then the weekly on the top, and the weekly you might win a prize in your local league, something small, maybe a free drink or a pizza from the bar, something like that, and a big pat on the back. And if that score is big enough and good enough with the rest of the leagues going on that week nationally, then you'd maybe end up on that list we looked at earlier for the top darters around the country. And then cumulatively down there at the bottom, at the end of your regular season, we'll crown an MVP of the season and give them some special prizes and trophies.
Yeah, they get a MVP beer stein at the end of the league.
That's
we might
cool.
have to turn it into a coffee mug, though.
Oh yeah, possibly a coffee mug. Moving forward.
We might have to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Mark Smith from Show Me Your Tips. Tips, guys.
Yeah.
Got 70.4 points, man. Having a good week. So
yeah, Mark's a good guy. He's actually the division rep of that league. He oversees that mini league, and he does a really good job for us.
It's cool. Yeah, this is really neat. I like this is just all really cool information. Unfortunately, Bakersfield is like an 8-hour drive for me, so not happening. I'd love to do that one, guys, but not going to happen. So you got some stuff and places where to buy stuff. That's cool.
Yep.
Get some apparel. We did the apparel center a little bit, and we're constantly trying to do more updates onto the website. So even those pages we just saw, those will be changing in the future as we, do some overhauls in the system, and we're just getting more accuracy and tracking and more ease and convenience for our reps out there and our members out there. It's always looking forward and trying to make things a positive and fun experience for everyone.
Very cool. And I got a little shout out here, so that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're part of the ADA family.
Yeah,
now.
We're all in this together.
That's the truth. That's the truth. There's a question here. It says, are you guys similar to the NADO? Are there similarities or differences?
Darts is darts. I don't know. I mean, similar. I mean, just like any other, league association out there, I don't know too much. Is the sun coming?
Yeah, I would move that over. Yeah, but so you get some.
You guys are, your future's so bright. You got to wear shades, man.
Yeah, it's getting a little sunny in there. I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There you go. Come on over, guys.
All right. Okay. All right.
I only bite sometimes.
Yeah. I know.
It's not that kind of show, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
So, just going over some of the notes here. You guys said you were working with Dart Connect. Are you guys working on a tournament type thing, or what are you guys doing specifically with those guys? As far as that's going to be more steel tip, of course. But can you maybe go in a little more depth with that?
Yeah. So, and just to skew up just for a second. So, like I mentioned before, we have a nightly tournament every single night, and even on the weekends through the Radical Dart system, which is the soft tip machine out of Dallas, Texas, and they've been one of our great partners for forever. And we have awesome tournament directors, by the way, every single night too. But the steel tippers are like, hey, okay, soft tip's going. What about us? So now, we, as Chris might have mentioned earlier, we're using Dart Connect for leagues around there through their tablets and application, which has been absolutely fantastic. So now we're working with them to design we're going to start off as a monthly tournament for the steel tippers as well, and then hopefully, if it gains enough traction, we want to do one every single night like we do with soft tip. So we're just trying to work out, the bugs and the pricing and the time zones and everything like that. Yeah. We're doing the beta testing. Our first beta test is going to be this Monday, the 2nd, and then we'll just start announcing slowly from there. But Greg and David over there and the guys over there at Dart Connect have been fantastic for the past 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it was. Yeah, and we're continue to work with them and see what we can do.
And it's something we talked about a while back, but what's really been more of the recent catalyst for it to pump it up is the addition of them integrating the video features in their software.
Oh yeah, the video lobbies.
So fantastic. Yeah, if you guys out there don't know that about Dart Connect, is the video lobbies, it's the newest biggest thing for them right now. In my opinion, that's a big game changer with the abundance of webcam dart leagues and casual play over webcam darts. I think that really helps where you get the video integration with the scoring at the same time.
Yeah, it's a new thing, and they've been testing it out the last couple of weeks, and everything's got bugs at first, but it seems to be coming together. Every time I look at it, it seems to function a little bit better, and it's getting there. And part of it is just based on software and the phones and the tablets and
internet connections, and I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it because we have situations too on the soft tip side and servers and whatnot. But again, we got a good group. They understand. They're willing to be patient with us. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
So what about the virtual aspect of the sport as it's become such a big piece of what we're seeing now? It's got its own life. You guys like the Bearded Dart guy. Soft Tip Central UK, Soft Tip Central USA, and we're seeing these virtual games come on. How does the ADA kind of work in that? Is that top of mind? Is that a topic you guys are talking about?
Yeah. Again, Matt, any dartboard, anytime, anywhere, right? But we want to make sure that we always take care of our host locations, our bars, our venues, our VFWs, because that's where we started. That's our bread and butter, and the venue and the machines and the boards and Dart Connect is a big part of it too. We're all one big family. So, but we also understand of the COVID and everything that's going on right now. So again, if you don't feel safe, and you want to play some matches out of your basement, garage, living room, buddy's house, whatever, we'll find a means, a way to get those scores in and get you in the top darters or get you to the championship or whatever the case may be. I had a great conversation with Jennifer and Will at Magicwear this morning, and we were batting some ideas around too. So again, we're adapting to change. We're adapting to the market because that's what a business has to do. You got to stay on top of things, as Chris mentioned. So we're doing some test leagues with one of our reps on the grand board, and we dabbled with Nexus too, and then on the steel tip side. So I mean we're definitely open for it, but we want to make sure that it's beneficial for our members, our reps, our venues, everyone out there that made us who we are today.
And it's so much newer in a sense too, as far as the streaming, the camera availability, the way the software has changed all of our lives. So that's why it is more in the forefront now. But I mean, if you never had to worry about what somebody might do as far as, accountability, I mean, heck, technically we did one of the first virtual matches with the Darts Across the Sea.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
1982 was the first one.
And 82 was our first Darts Across the Sea match where the ADA plays England. And that was actually a telephone match in the honor system. So, so we're always open to adapt, obviously. But in this technology age of webcams and integrated, accountability, then I think the sky's the limit on what we can do there. We just don't want to leave anybody behind that's been so good to us as far as host locations and people that have just either been with us for years or just starting out trusting a name that we've created.
So was that rotary phone, or did you have to dial into the operator and have to plug it in? I mean,
it was. I mean, definitely it was landline, and we hooked a speaker up to the phone on both sides, so you could hear because on our end you'll throw a dart, the score will get recorded by the scorekeeper, then relayed to the phone guy, then the phone guy relays it to UK's phone guy, then to the scorekeeper, then to the player, and then they shoot. So it was a whole process. But when someone checked out and won the game, you could hear this uproar on the other side through that speaker, and it was a blast. And we kept it going, minus this year again because of the COVID. But we hook up with our ADA rep over there, Jeff Billingham. He's a great guy, loves darts, and he's keeping it going over there for us like we are over here.
And they had quite a few years of kicking our butts nonetheless.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention, I'm pretty proud that they're great people over there, Jeff and his whole crew and team and all those players. But we've 2 years in a row now.
Yeah.
So the last time we did it was in Louisiana, in Lafayette, Louisiana. We have some wonderful reps down there, Wayne and Josette Duyon, and they were the hosting city, and the USA got the gold. So
very
now
cool.
We're on when we did it too. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're Skyping now.
Yeah, we're Skyping. That's okay.
Well, the movie I got in my head is just it's growing, guys. This is I can just see this phone with a little speaker, and the throws happen, and 5 minutes later it gets transmitted across because it took that long back then to, what did a match take? I mean, how many hours did a 3-leg match? I'm joking, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
it's about a 6-hour challenge.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Sometimes the challenge is not overdo your intake, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, that's the true challenge.
You don't want to get gassed early.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta maintain a nice level before.
Right. Yeah.
Nice. So bringing in the virtual aspect, because this is such a big piece, and if you've listened to me and anybody that's heard me, I see a fracture here. And yes, Michael, I'm sorry, I got to bring this in. Michael Holdman said War Games style. Yes, the old movie War Games.
Yeah.
Michael.
Okay.
Respect.
Hey, Michael, you're showing your age, buddy. You're showing your age. But with the virtual world being such a piece, and we're seeing tournaments come about with it, and I understand that you guys are really dug in with the bar scenes and the places where people physically go, which has been darts forever. And I don't think that's ever going to go. You're going to see this fracture where we've got the virtual players, you're going to have the virtual stars, and then you're going to have the people that actually are in the mix. And it sounds like you guys are willing to pivot and work and make it happen either way, which is really cool. I guess the question is, what is your thoughts on this virtual thing as you've seen it grow? I mean, you guys are in the mix, and apparently people are back at physical locations playing. I mean, is that real? I mean, for us, it's not, but
Yeah, I think
it's been a roller coaster, but I mean, because certain states were instantly shut down, and so play halted. Improvise if you can, or put the league on pause, and then they reopen, and you get 2 weeks in, and now it's open, but you have to be a restaurant, or I mean, it's so hit and miss. And since we are nationwide, I mean, you just have certain states. I guess Pennsylvania is still overall on a lot of pause, so they're kind of behind on getting their leagues back going, but here in Missouri, we've been rocking along. We've been reopened for a while. You guys in California, no way that's possible right now. But It's a hit and miss thing, and we're ready to just do whatever we can to keep the sport going. Because if we don't stay adaptive and we don't work with other people, keep the name out there, talk with other companies, it just doesn't work for North America. And the overall goal is that I would, and I kind of am stealing this from Karl, but I'd love for you to play for the ADA. But as long as you're throwing darts, then that's what we need. And so if it's not the ADA, like, still big round of applause to you for doing anything with darts. That's what we want to see people doing. So.
Yeah, that's kind of the beauty in the family of darts, the community of darts, is everybody's just like, hey, just play darts.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to, no one's trying to succumb to taking over anybody. And we even saw that in the pro situation with the BDO and the PDC. They didn't necessarily want to knife each other in the back, which I think it just shows the beauty of our sport. It shows just how much we actually are inclusive of everybody. So with the ADA, and you guys have been around for 30 years, what's future growth look like for you guys? What's, like, if you could do pretty much anything, would it be to set up a player to play the PDC? Or, I mean, what's growth look like for you?
I mean, ultimately, Matt, I mean, that'd be great to get, a couple people out on that stage with, a number of, logos and partners and really working together to get that group over there, and hopefully not just one, but, just a handful, just to, for the numbers' sake. But, it's just, like Chris said, it's darts in North America, right? And the good news is that there's so much darts out there. There's association, there's board manufacturer leagues, there's independent leagues, there's garage leagues, there's but the bad side of the coin of that is that there's so many dart players and people who love darts that we can't get all the same page to do that. Like, if we all just kind of threw in a small percentage into one bucket and then get those people to the PDC as one unit, I think darts would be just so tremendous, more than it already is now. And, a fact, and it sounds weird when you say it out loud, but in North America, there's more dart players than baseball players. And if you think about that, that's true, because when you're a baseball player, you're only going, 34, 35 years old, and dart players, you can go to your 70. Yeah. So there's just so many of us out there. So kind of circle around. Yeah, we have ideas and certain things that are coming down the pipeline that we want to grow with. And actually, we do our best to follow, major sports, right? Baseball, football, basketball, because they're successful. So one of the ideas, and we'll just, share the topic with you guys, but we're coming out with a major league, minor league type situation for our members out there to grow within the sport and get better at their game. And that's all. I'll share a little teaser right there for you. But we, Chris and I, we always come in with ideas, even if it's just passing, each other's office or whatever. And I think, and another thing, we went through the website that's going to have a major overhaul, because we're coming out with a mobile app as well. So you're going to have a lot of information in the palm of your hand, because cell phones, they're not going anywhere, and everyone's on them all the time. So and we got a couple of things that tie into that. Again, I can't give too much away, but a lot of good things coming, which will grow us and the sport. And we hope that, our partners and sponsors stay with us and see the vision that we see for another 30 years. And we want to keep it going. Chris and I, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah. And a quick mention of what he's saying too. I mean, we do have our own in-house pro program based off of league play. So we've always wanted to separate some of those players that are dedicated, to the American Dart League leagues. And that, maybe they have a little edge over the rest of the competition. They've got a little more practice in, maybe a little more natural ability. And if they have the ability to get in that program, then of course we're trying to highlight them. So we utilize things like our representatives across the country. There's a few different committees that get together where those reps can get input from their members directly, and then get together on whether it be Skype or sometimes in person to create a better pro program. And I think moving forward out of that, what I would definitely like to see, and what Karl's kind of teasing about, is what can we do to say, okay, now we have this group of people, but what are the upper echelon of those people? Yeah, we celebrate our very top pro in each category, and we do some light sponsoring with them for tournaments they want to play in. But how can we also grow that to take more interest in the competitive side? Because I mean, we're by no means just like your beer league. Doesn't really matter. But we might have that fun feel, but there is competition out there. We just also don't want to leave the beginners behind, and you can't grow the base of darts in North America without those beginners. You've got to create generation after generation of dart players. And so by putting the work in now and not leaving behind the beginners and utilizing our neutralizer system and some lower level leagues and things like that, there's no room to make them competitive. So we want to encapsulate everybody, but as we move forward, you'll see more from us of separating some of the top tier players, and maybe that can be the push to get more people towards that PDC type format as far as maybe traveling out of country and getting on the big stage.
So you guys have the pro kind of piece to what you guys are doing. It's not necessarily a pro league where pros are playing pros, because it depends on where you are, whether it's a bar or a restaurant or where you're going and playing. So you got your top echelon there. Is there essentially a desire, it sounds like, to actually take those top people and kind of put them in a pro situation? Would you have them play each other? Is that
So I believe we're still the only association that actually certifies our pros. So they have to meet a certain requirement. They have to be a member within good standing and have X amount of games and the average to do so. And then every January they get their application or their certification statement to sign off on it, saying that, yes, I would like to be a pro for the ADA for the 2021 year. And then after they accept, they get a kit with their gold card. And then every national championship, there's a pro lounge on one of the days where they come in. It's free beer, free food, free darts, and just a gathering, everyone just to hang out, inside the championship, because you've gotten to that level. And then the top 4 pros from each category get a jersey on us, and then we sponsor them for 2 events, an ADA event and then a non-ADA event. So we try and get them out there as well. But yeah, so at the national championship and our championship series, the pros have their own event to battle it out against each other. And at nationals, if you're the pro singles winner, you get a pro ring the following championship awarded on stage.
Very cool.
And going with,
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, and going with that, I mean, that's traditionally where it's been for the pros, is obviously the recognition and things like that wherever we can. But as far as pros playing pros and say a pro league, it's always been possible. Any rep out there can take, again, those existing formats and say, I want to do a ladies only league, and I want to do a high-low league of the top players paired with the low players, because we do a doubles format. Now we've moved into some singles formats. Traditionally, what the ADA was built upon was a team league format with 4 to 6 players, and then in between there, we've got a 3-person format. So you have ways to modify what we do and make it more of a specialized night. The problem with having just a pro league in the past and coming up to now is where it's changing is, if I'm a rep and I have 1 pro in my area, and then Carl's a rep in another state or county or whatever, and he's got 3 pros, you're not really having enough people in one area at all times. You might have an area that has 8 pros in it, and so they could do a league together, but you can't really intermingle them if it's spotted in between across the country out of the thousands of members that we have. But now, at this point, this is where we would look more towards something like that, because of the integration of technology and virtual darts and, Radical machines and Phoenix machines and internet play. So now I could be a host of a league where I run it from here in Missouri, but I've got all my top 10 pros or any pro out there that wants to sign up. We can totally do those leagues now. And I think that's where you'll see some more steps from us in the future, utilizing that virtual side of things.
And really, the reason I was going down this path was, one, to kind of get the answer that you went into, that like you guys are looking to grow that aspect. But would there ever be the concept or idea of taking some of your pros and putting them up against, say, the championship dart circuit pros and creating a tournament of that magnitude, where there's something that's all encompassing of North America, that allows pros that are ADA pros and pros here, kind of like what the PDC does in certain tournaments, where they all mesh together to compete for something. Would that even be remotely? I guess it's possible, but something that anybody's thought about.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure that, and we know, Pete and Anthony and David Irene and those guys. I'm pretty sure that we've had that conversation once or twice. We just need to come up with the time and the spot to do that, because I know our professionals would love to go head to head, toe to toe against really anybody, both soft tip and steel tip. And we actually have an event at our championship called the All-Star Challenge, where you have a team, whether it's a board manufacturer or it's Magicwear or shot darts or whatever, and you build the team and you compete against as if you were at an all-star national versus American League type aspect of it.
Yeah. So essentially, like we've started that. What was that? 3 years ago. We've done 3 at the past 3 national.
St. Louis is the first one.
No, Texas.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
So like we've been basically testing, not testing. I mean, it's fully official. There's not too much to test, but starting to, because we're always about putting the first best foot forward, leaving our hand out there for the handshake to say, hey guys, come play with us. So we've invited numerous groups, organizations, etc., for that all-star event. And essentially, when the national championship ends, which is more for the members than anything, the all-star event was tacked on at some point during the championship. And that's to invite, even if you're not a member, you can just become a member. You don't have to have an official qualification to get in it, and you sponsor a team to be in the all-star event. And I think that's the starting point to do exactly what you're saying. And so if anybody ever wants to work with us to grow that all-star event and turn it into something that's even a complete different time of the year or a bigger tournament than possibly our own national championship, I mean, we're open to ideas.
Atomic Darts could have a team.
Yeah, absolutely. If any organization or company, and it wouldn't even have to be a company that's related to darts.
No.
Sometimes people just want to sponsor some really good players in their area. So
we had a heating and cooling team one time.
We absolutely did.
Local team. Yeah. So it's a great event too. And Chris said there's some guidelines. You have to wear matching shirts or jerseys or whatever, dress pants. So you look as the team, you play the part, and because we want to hype it up and build it up. There's money added to it. So it's a great event.
Cool. I mean, I only bring these questions up because I want to see the growth of the sport in our neck of the woods surpass that of those guys on the other side of the pond. As much as I love all those guys, come on, I just want to drive it. But as we get close to what I call landing the plane, a couple questions that have come in, and one that I've got specifically. A question that came in was co-ed leagues. My assumption from reading some of the numbers I saw, co-ed leagues are definitely a thing.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Every format's available for all genders and essentially all ages, but of course, with bars and stuff, we usually separate youth leagues out.
That was my next question. What, is youth leagues a part of the ADA, and where's the push to help the youth piece, to grow up what we have as darters?
Yeah, we have a couple of different youth events at our national championship, because as Chris mentioned earlier about the younger generation. That is normally going back to our 60 ADA reps. They manage their own area, so they kind of have the power to do youth leagues. Hopefully not at a bar type atmosphere, but at a rec center or a church or anything like that, or somewhere away from the alcohol if there's a separate room type deal. But we leave that up to them and support them with prizes and not necessarily money payouts, because you can't give youth money. So jerseys, apparel, something like that, or maybe even gift cards. But no, we support our reps if they want to build youth leagues. Absolutely. So do we.
Cool. By the way, we have a bar here called The Church. Could we do it there?
With you as the rep, Matt? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So, well, that's cool. Yeah, that's always kind of a thing for me. And it's funny because the league I'm in, the president's dinged me a couple of times, like, hey, you talk about youth stuff all the time, but what are you doing? And I'm like, I know. I need to get more involved with pushing the youth side, because I have a kid that needs to play. But sure. I'm always curious where, because the leagues, or when we talk about the adult piece of our sport, it's always, hey, it's in the bar, hey, it's here, and the youth kind of just get get pushed aside. But it's great that you guys are opening that up and making it an available situation for the reps to create youth situations. And again, I wish you guys were here in Southern California, and I know you guys are going to be like, hey Matt, why don't you run it?
Or if you know someone,
there we go. I might know someone that can, Bob, if you're watching
a few times in Southern California. So
if Bob's watching or catches the replay on this, you're the man for this thing. But I'm just excited with what you guys are doing. I'm excited to see the growth, and you guys have been doing this for 30 years. As I'm landing the plane on the show, and because I don't want to take up all of your time, what are some things that you would like those that are watching the show to know about the ADA, and just things that are in the future? What's that one thing, if you could tell these people that are watching anything, what would that be?
I guess just check us out. Obviously, for those of you listening and or watching, check out our website from the youth to the pro program, soft tip, steel tip, handicap, open, online, virtual, face to face, regional championship, national championship. I mean, I know we covered a lot. I'm sure we left a couple.
Kevin's streaming. If they want to check out USA Productions,
just we're here all the time. So any additional questions or support, I mean, we get questions from different people from different leagues, not even ADA members that would help on whatever dart related. So I mean, the door's always open here. We're willing to help, and if you want to check us out, become a member, and then become a rep or manage an area or get in a virtual league. We're here for you. And again, we have a couple things down the pipeline that will grow us and keep moving forward, keep the ship moving forward.
And I think
sorry, go Chris. Go ahead.
Great other people, dart players, members. I mean, we've had numerous people maybe at a championship walking off the street, play a blind draw, and they couldn't believe how many people were friendly at the tournament. It is one big family. They're still there to compete, but I really believe the number one thing about the ADA is there's something for everybody. It was created from a great family, so they just want to extend that kind of love and appreciation for something that we all enjoy to those people and get that flowing through their blood, to be a good sportsman and whatnot. And I think our organization just really encapsulates all those different ideals and dart types. And so if you want to be a super casual player, you want to be an owner, you want to take your game to the next level and work on it, then we're probably the right starting point for you, or step along the way for you. And we do a lot of fun stuff on the side, whether it be like the all-star thing we talked about, or I'm wearing here with this side, the D draft. We've started drafting players for virtual, fantasy dart leagues, first ones to do that as far as we know. And, I think you're going to find something with us, bottom line, and we're welcoming you all and ready to have you.
What he said.
Very cool. Very cool. And Chris, we got to get you and the bearded dart guy together, and you guys can be the bearded dart guys.
Yeah. You have two beards in 1 week, right?
Yeah, I got 2 beards in 1 week. I don't know what that means, and I'm going to leave it alone. But we'll get in the movie.
We won't read into it. We're just good people. That's all.
There you go. You got to like the guys with beard. I started growing mine out for a while, and then because you have to wear these masks, at least for now, right. It kept getting caught up in it. Like it looked funky. And I was like, all right, I got to shave it. So my kids were like making comments, so I had to get rid of it. So I know that you guys have to finish out your day, and you've got families and things to deal with. So I really appreciate you both for coming on. I know we tried to do this for a little bit. I'm glad we got it done. Thank you for what you do to help the darts community. It's awesome. And those that are watching, if you're not a member of the ADA, even if you don't live in an area where there is ADA membership as far as something to play there, join the ADA, help them, support them, and heck, become a rep, and then just push it in your local bar or pub or wherever once they open up. And let's grow the ADA, and let's just grow darts as a whole. So, guys, thanks again for being on.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise, and we love what you're doing, and way to grow the sport.
Yeah,
and
keep it up. Keep it up.
If nothing else, get an online tournament one of these nights.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna have to do that. I think I'm gonna have to put a team together. I've got some recommendations for team, and we might have to come play from a team standpoint. So
there we go. Even better. The more the merrier.
See
It'll be
everyone
cool.
in St. Louis in July. Yeah.
if you guys would just hang on real quick, I'm going to go ahead and do my little closeout here and say
All right.
thank you to everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween. And doesn't matter what side of the fence you stand on, whether it's soft tip or steel tip, go vote. You need to do that.
Sure.
So, all right. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you on Tuesday with the next one. See you soon.